Why at Brain Balance do we focus on and assess eye movements or visual processing? One of the areas we focus on at Brain Balance is called saccades. Saccades, quick eye movements, are critical for having the eyes be directed to an area of visual attention. So what happens in the brain is that the brain picks up an object. That stimulus is sent to the parietal area of the brain, which then goes to the frontal part of the brain. And the frontal part of the brain decides, is this important? Is this something important to look at? From the frontal area of the brain, that signal then goes to the basal ganglia, which is an area of the brain that really keeps the eyes locked and fixated. In order for the eyes to move, that locking or fixation has to be released, so the eyes could now move to an area of importance. Then that system, the frontal part of the brain, the frontal eye field, sends a signal to what's known as the superior colliculus. The superior colliculus is a part of the brain that actually is called the saccade generator, because it sends a signal down to the cerebellum and down to the vestibular area of the brain, which then sends a signal to the eye movement system to actually allow us to move the eyes to an area of interest. If there are gaps, if there are weaknesses in any of these areas or systems, the parietal system, the frontal lobe, the basal ganglia, which initiates movement or inhibits movement, the superior colliculus, or if there are cerebellar issues, or if there are issues in the vestibular system, we are not going to be able to have our eyes move to areas of interest. And this could affect attention, it could affect reading, it could affect sports, it could affect processing information in our environment. So at Brain Balance, we just don't look at saccades. We look at all those different systems that combine to have the eyes move to an area of interest. And one of the cool things about our assessment is that we have a device, a standardized assessment tool called Right Eye. Right Eye is able to gauge and monitor a child's ability in terms of their saccadic or quick eye movements. By seeing these deviations, we're able to have very targeted stimulation to these different areas of the brain to improve brain function.